Love is no bazaar where you run to the next best attractive woman and offer your husband qualities without her even asking for it. This is creep alarm big time.
Dudes, this is not a Bollywood movie.
If you can provide nothing than a compliment on a physical appearance, it makes us cringe so much, and the maximum you can achieve by that is that the girl is taking a screenshot, sending it to her friend and saying, oh, look, another creep. She deserves your respect as a person only and not as an object of your desire. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Cultural of Germany. I'm Tasha and I'm going to help you make the best of your stay in Germany. And this video has been requested by quite a lot of you guys for a long time, and I actually I wasn't planning on making a video on the topic of dating again because I don't want to be a content creator in the niche of international interracial dating, but as there were so many queries on how to get a Western, a German, a Central European girl, here I am breaking this down for you, and I'm going to tell you straight away that this is going to be a piece of tough love because I'm going to give it to you straight. Please be aware that in this video I'm going to be speaking from the point of a Central European woman, broader geographical sense: Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Netherlands, Czech Republic, Denmark, and maybe also touching on the Scandinavian countries. So my set of values and my opinions might not represent the whole of Europe and the whole of the Western world. Please, if you feel misrepresented, you think, oh my god, I feel about this so differently, or I have a different opinion on a certain aspect, you can leave it in the comments below. Feel free to exchange your opinions, but stay respectful in the comment section. But now, these are my opinions and evaluations on why you are not getting a Western or Central European or German girl. First things first, I have to start with some big don'ts, because I have been contacted via the DMs on Instagram the following way for way too often.
So these texts are from guys from South Asia, and they don't make sense for Western girls in various ways. In the West, the word friendship means a relationship that is entirely platonic, so non-romantic and non-sexual. So my instant reaction would be, no thank you, I already have friends. Honestly, guys, I have no idea why you're doing this. Why are you assuming that a girl is sitting there waiting for a guy from the other end of the globe to ask whether she wants to be his friend? Dudes, this is not a Bollywood movie. You're texting a stranger from a completely different cultural background, and for us, this only sounds completely ridiculous.
Where I'm from, friendship means months and years of close personal contact, being vulnerable with each other, living through highs and lows, trusting each other, seeing each other regularly, and not just some random dude from the internet texting you, can we be friends? On what basis? Do you think we are so bored sitting at home waiting for somebody to text us and make us see that we want to be friends with him? Often guys keep texting, let's get to know each other. Why? Do you think we have so no life of our own that we're just waiting for you to get to know you? No, that's the best way to disqualify yourself. Excuse me, we already have friends. We have a life out there, we have a job out there, we have hobbies out there. We don't need your friendship. So there is nothing that you could provide us with to make us consider a friendship. Maybe if I sign up on a pen pal website, or I'm looking for a language tandem partner, that would be a different context, a different intention, but not via a setting like. Keep the word friendship for the real context, the real purpose, and the real setting. I get so many queries and DMs on how to get a German girl, or whether I could do matchmaking for some stranger on the internet, like to match them up with a friend or relative or acquaintance. And no, I cannot, and I never will. Not in a million years. Questions like this only mean one thing. You don't know anything about the German and Western or Central European culture, and this way it's anyway not going to work out for you.
Let me just add that matchmaking is not a concept in Central Europe. We meet our partners through school, uni, or doing our hobbies. The last thing we would think about is to send an online profile of a stranger from the internet to our best friend and suggest him as a possible partner. Let's try and think for a second how absurd it would be if some guy from another continent contacted you and wanted to meet your sister. How would you react? Yeah, exactly. So how could you possibly fathom that I would send your profile on to one of my friends and say, hey, why don't you just start a relationship with this guy I don't know? And once more, most of the time we meet our partners in real life via things that we have in common. Of course, online dating is also prevalent, but then you would need to at least be in the same country. And this is, for me, drum rolls, even the worst category of guides and approaches. Whenever I read a text like this, an instant feeling of discomfort overcomes me. I don't know, if there's one more text like this, all I want is to block that guy. But as I get so many of these creepy, cringy texts, I might have to explain why. You are in no position to tell me these kinds of things. You can say these cheesy things if you're already in a relationship with that girl, but I'm a complete stranger to you. And no, this is not romantic and I'm not feeling flattered. If I read something like this, it's directly game over for further contact. What you have to see is that you're emotionally trespassing. These comments only show your emotional immaturity and that you have zero respect for me. You show that you cannot keep up social norms and therefore you cannot be trusted. There are societal norms even valid for the internet and for you sitting behind your keyboard somewhere. And that is to adapt your communication to how well you know the person. You don't know me at all, but you dare to write such encroaching things to me. I'm an individual that you don't know and not the projection surface for your desires and dreams. And if you want to make sure that any woman runs away from you, blocks you and mocks you, then this is the best way to go. Then you might say, but I thought girls love compliments. Only girls with narcissistic tendencies or girls who are completely insecure and starved of attention will appreciate such kind of compliments.
If you can provide nothing, then a compliment on a physical appearance, then this is so flat and shallow. It makes us cringe so much, and the maximum you can achieve by that is that the girl is taking a screenshot, sending it to her friend and saying, oh, look, another creep. And also bear in mind that girls are contacted like this various times a week. And it's just so off-putting. Honestly, nobody is waiting for your plump approaches. So, to make it short and sweet, don't do the following. Don't date for race and looks. Don't date for dreams and fairy tales. Don't romanticize interracial dating. And don't even think about dating without having any knowledge of the respective other culture. So first of all, what you can do is to learn about the culture of a girl you're potentially interested in dating. And thus, not only theoretically by watching Western movies and thinking we work like in a Hollywood movie. Also, porn is not a good source of information because thinking every white woman works like a woman in porn is also not going to work out for you because we don't. Also, only doing research about the culture by reading will not be sufficient. It will give you a first impression and it's good to do some research, but you will never experience a culture fully other than when you fully immerse in it and actually travel to that country, live there, work there, study there, and experience it firsthand. This is especially important when it comes to cultures that are very different in the sense of, for example, individualistic and collective societies. Like, for example, if you are South American or Asian and you come from a very collective society where the group matters more than the individual, and you, for example, come to Germany, which is a very individualistic society where the importance of the individual is crucial. So, what is essentially your do in this matter? First, live, work, or study in the respective culture to see if you can handle it long term or whether you are in tune with its values. In some cases, you might then realize that you can't really identify with this culture and its values because it's too different from the one that you have grown up in, which is okay. That's also a very valuable lesson for your future then. So don't dream about it, don't make up scenarios how it could potentially be, and don't assume the grass is greener on the other side and a Western girl or German girl or Central European girl will essentially make you happy. So, okay, let's assume you're doing it, you're landing in Germany, you start a new chapter of your life there. So what's next? My advice would be get to know the people in the country via hobbies or common interests without the intention of dating. Please let that sink in. Love is no bazaar where you run to the next best attractive woman and offer your husband qualities to her without her even asking for it. This is creep alarm big time. Get to know like-minded people because this is the best basis for a relationship. In the context of doing a hobby, you can be fully yourself and you can get to know other people in a very authentic way. You can see how do they act, how do they treat others, and they're not gonna pretend or put up an act in front of you. There is no stress of dating involved, and also other people can see you in your natural environment and get the authentic opportunity to get to know you and your passions. Number 3, what to do. Take your time. Okay, let's say you have joined a badminton club and you are regularly meeting up with people there and everything is very relaxed and platonic. And you get along very well with the girl there. See her as a friend first and not as a potential date, girlfriend, wife. She deserves your respect as a person only in the beginning and not as an object of your desire. And only if the platonic level is a match anyways, is there further potential for a relationship. So don't let your attachment be shrouded by romantic or sexual interest. Look at her as a friend and as a person and individual. And approach it slowly, because all good things take time. This way you can gain mutual respect and trust. And maybe you find out it doesn't match for a relationship, but it can lead to really valuable friendship. Number 4 on my to-do list is confidence, because confidence is key. Know who you are, what you want, and what you can offer. Approach a girl only if you absolutely know why you want that particular girl and why you want to get to know her further. And this, I tell you, must be more substantial than good looks. Maybe you love her social mindset, or maybe you find her hobbies fascinating, whatever it might be. Treat her at eye level and speak your mind, even if it might contradict her views. Whatever you do, please bear the following in mind. It should never be a random attempt if any girl will respond to your advances. Women feel if you're genuinely interested in them or whether you're just desperately trying to get anybody's attention. We have very fine antennas, and if we feel that this approach is arbitrary and desperate, there is no better way to scare us away, because this is just essentially needy and creepy. So neediness and arbitrariness are the biggest turn-offs. So it's important to be confident but not delusional. Number 5 is body language. My last point for today is directly linked to the confidence aspect. It is how you carry yourself. So let's look at some key principles of body language that you can also apply effectively in workplace and business life. First, a wide, open, vulnerable body language is perceived as confident and high status. This has been an evolutionary constant for hundreds of generations. If you open up your body, you're more vulnerable, like for attackers to hurt you, but also it shows that you're confident that you can handle them or the attacker coming towards you. So let's imagine somebody hunched, crossed arms, bending over, or doing the turtle position. How does that come across? Keywords such as insecure, untrustworthy, or creepy come to your mind. Do you like to be approached by someone like that? Or would you like to approach him? So I think it's easy to understand why somebody would not like to be approached by somebody who creates an impression that he has no trust in himself. No hard feelings, but you asked, I give you the answers. So I hope this was a bit informative for you and maybe cleared up some confusion and some questions that have been flying around in your mind for a while. And if you have any more questions or things to add, write them in the comments below. And I'm gonna see you very soon in the next one. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing. I'm looking forward to see you very soon again here on Culture Love Germany. Stay tuned. Don't forget to connect on Insta, and I see you very soon again. Take care. Bye.